The Cardinals begin a 6-game road trip in Philadelphia and Citizens Bank Park. And tonight they say hello to an old friend, slugger, St. Louis native Ryan Howard. The Cardinals have enjoyed some walk-off wins and gaining traction in the Central Division. Baseball, the Cardinals and the Phillies comes your way next. This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. And tonight from the city of brotherly love, the Philadelphia Phillies say hello to the Cardinals, game 1 of a 3-game weekend series. Welcome to Cardinal Baseball, everyone. That's the Mad Hungarian Al Braboski. My name is Dan McLaughlin. The Cardinals, to start this road trip, have Adam Wainwright getting the call tonight. Our BJC Healthcare difference maker. He's trying to become a 16-game winner.
He'd be the only 16-game winner in the major leagues. And, boy, he has been a winner. Since 2007, Adam has the most wins in the National League, and now he's 50 games over 500 for his career.
When we come back, the Cardinal leadoff man, Matt Carpenter, starts this series off. Lined into right center field. Carpenter, 5-hit night. Deep right center. 1-0 St. Louis. What an at-bat it was for Carpenter. A home run for Carpenter. He's 3 for 3. By Bud Light Lime, the perfect beer for whatever happens. Come in and visit Mid-American Chevy dealers and make your move to Chevrolet today. And by Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Could be Mick. The Rockies statue here in Philly. And the Cardinals start a 6-game road trip beginning tonight here in Philadelphia. Then we go across the state and face the Pittsburgh Pirates. All-important series there coming up. There's a look at our umpires. The crew chief is Jeff Kellogg. Brian Onora is at first. DJ Rayburn at second. Dan Bellino is at third. Adam Wainwright will get the call tonight for St. Louis. As Al said during the open, he's trying to become a 16-game winner and the first in the bigs to do it.
Well, that'd be a nice accomplishment, but you just want him to just keep on doing his thing. He's the leader of the pitching staff, one of the real leaders of this ball club, and this ball club is starting to score runs on a more regular basis, and when that happens, it should translate to more wins.
The Cardinals starting play tonight, a game and a half back of Milwaukee, and it's a sparse crowd here in Philly. What a change of direction in this franchise going back to, let's just say, 5 years ago. Sellout after sellout. The other day against Seattle, barely over 25,000.
Well, Dan, they're 15 games under 500. They find themselves in last place in the National League East, and that's with the third highest payroll in all of baseball.
The Philadelphia Phillies this season has been nightmarish in many ways. The Phillies could finish in the cellar for the first time since 2000. And there's a look at the Philadelphia story. And that's the record since that famous game against the Cardinals. They're 210 and 241. And that famous game being Game 5 of the division series. Ryan Howard went down, torn Achilles. The great reaction from Chris Carpenter screaming. And at that time, Charlie Manuel was the manager of the Phillies. Not anymore. It is now Ryan Sandberg, the Hall of Famer, and the former Phil, leading the way for these fighting Phils.
A lot of people may not remember that Ryan Sandberg started his professional career with Philadelphia. And then when Dallas Green went over to the Chicago Cubs, he was aware of a minor league infielder and snatched him up, and the rest is history.
Look at the Cardinals lineup. Matt Carpenter will lead things off, followed by Colton Wong and then Matt Holliday. Matt Adams, Johnny Peralta, John Jay, his numbers against Kyle Kendrick. And by the way, Jay, the highest on-base percentage of any major league hitter right now in the month of August. Oscar Taveras, another start. He's in right field. Tony Cruz behind the plate. The pitcher batting ninth, and that is Adam Wainwright. Tough season for Kyle Kendrick, a record of 5-11, ERA that's close to 5.
And again, you think about Kyle Kendrick when he first came up, he just had a nasty sinker. You know, as a pitch, he could almost use that exclusively. He's gotten away from it. He's lost the release point. And the biggest problem he's had right now is the first inning of a ball game. His ERA is 9 for the first inning, and he's allowed 8 first inning home runs.
Look at the Phillies defense. Dominic Brown is in left field. Ben Revere has been a bright spot this year. He's in center. Marlon Byrd, also one of their top offensive performers, is in right. Cody Ashe, the St. Louis product, is at third. Jimmy Rollins, a former MVP, at short. Chase Utley, 10 errors at second base. Ryan Howard, also St. Louis product. He's over at first base. And Carlos Ruiz is behind the plate. Rollins, a 4-time Gold Glove winner. And Around the Horn is brought to you by Dobbs. A look at Howard, and now Matt Carpenter leads it off. The fortunes of the Cardinals season a year ago changed at this ballpark. And it happened in one game. The front end of a lineup, a change made by Mike Matheny to put Matt Carpenter at the top of the lineup. You may also recall the Cardinals then went with Edward Mujica to close a game out. And he remained the Cardinals closer until the end of the season. The struggles of Mitchell Boggs, but it really changed the complexion of that season.
Those two moves really, Carpenter moving to leadoff spot ignited the offense. He was such a table setter, and he's starting to put up those good numbers again. And if you incorporate him with last year, you know, he leads the league in a lot of different categories for 2 years.
2 balls in 1 strike.
And then Mujica becoming the Cardinal closer. He did a tremendous job until the final month of the season. They needed to make a move again. Came Rosenthal. But I don't think we're going to have that problem. That's been about the 3 years in a row we've had to get a new closer the final month.
Jason Mott was injured, and that changed what they would do at the back end of games. Mott is injured now. Cardinals hoping to get him back. Yadier Molina and Michael Wacha as well. So you look ahead to September and October. 3 huge additions potentially for the Cardinals.
Each one be like making a trade for a superstar.
Here's a 3-1 pitch to Matt Carpenter. Line drive and a base hit into center field. That's how we begin the series. Carpenter is tops among leadoff men in on-base percentage in all of baseball at .376, and it's on the rise.
A year ago, when he get a first hit, might as well mark down a multi-hit game. He was so good at that department, and he's been doing the same this year.
Brings in Colton Wong, who's hitting .243, 9 home runs, and he's driven in 33. Big gap in right center. Looks at strike one.
Colton had a tough homestand, just 3 for 22. John Jay hit in the 2-hole Wednesday. But Colton back in that familiar spot.
Long look, and here comes the 0-1 pitch. Wong into center field, back-to-back singles. Al told you about the struggles for Kendrick not only this season but in particular in the first inning, and here we go again.
He's been averaging about 6 innings per start, but the first inning he just doesn't get that sinker down. It's elevated. When it's elevated, you're seeing these line drives instead of ground balls.
So first inning, the ERA of 9. Opponents hitting close to .350 against him. After that, much better looking numbers. Holiday in his career has struggled against this right-hander, an .095 average, but he's hitting .328, 7th best with runners in scoring position in the National League. Matt Holliday, you may recall, back in 2009, made his Cardinal debut at this ballpark. John Mozeliak pulled the trigger on what has turned out to be a fabulous deal for St. Louis.
Talking with Rick Hummel tonight, how much he's improved as a defensive outfielder since coming to St. Louis.
Holiday rips it into the gap in left center field. 1 run will score. Wong being waved in. Holiday on his way to second base, and it's 2-0 St. Louis. Talk about setting a tone. 2-0 Cardinals.
RBI totaled up to 64 for the team leader, Matt Holliday. He already leads the major leagues in game-winning RBIs, and he's poised to add another one to it. He leads the major leagues with his 17 game-winning RBIs. He has 5 since the All-Star break, and he's just putting a charge in. You know, he was only 2 for 21 prior to this double that scores 2.
Here is Adams, and still nobody out. Adams comes in 4th in the National League, and he's batting .309. It's Morneau of Colorado at .317, Ben Rivera at .311, Yasiel Puig at .309, and then the Cardinals' first baseman right there with him.
Pennsylvania native has hit very well against Kendrick and also the Phils. .357 average against Philadelphia. 5 for 11 when he's facing Kyle Kendrick, tonight's starter.
Revere playing extremely deep in right center. Adams fouls it back. 2 balls and 1 strike. Just to add to the numbers of the great season that he has had, .332 average against right-handed pitching, 2nd best in the National League. That final game against Cincinnati, it was also good to see him take 2 walks. Bit of a rarity this year for the big man. Two balls and 2 strikes.
Kendrick pretty much is, he's got the sinker. He'll throw more sinkers and sliders to the right-handed batters, sinkers and changeups to the lefties.
He's set. Holiday is at second base. And a 2-2 pitch on its way. Inside. Kyle Kendrick turns 30 on August 27th. 7th round pick in 2003. Born in Houston, Texas. Grew up in the Seattle, Washington area.
Football, baseball, and basketball player, and had a scholarship to Washington to play quarterback, but signed with the Phillies.
Inside, and he draws a walk. First 4 have reached. Some boos already. So runners at first and second, nobody out. It brings in Johnny Peralta, who's a part of this list the last 8 games. Jay, Adams, Carpenter, and Peralta red hot in this lineup. If you go back to August 13th, the Cardinals are second in the National League in runs and hitting .296.
And the Cardinals in those 8 games have scored at least 4 runs in every game. And when the team scores more than 3 runs, they're 54-17. So it's really important to just pile on right here. And hopefully you can pile on for many more innings.
Initially, it looks to be a very tight strike zone. Some of these pitches have not gone Kendrick's way.
That last one looked awfully good, and that doesn't bode well for pitchers because this is a very explosive ballpark. The ballpark will give up a lot of home runs.
You'll see Kendrick working from the first base side of the rubber. The sinker can be tough on a right-hander, and there was also a move by the Phillies to have him get inside on the lefties. He's about as far as you can be on that first base side. The 2-0. And Peralta hits a high fly ball out to deep right. Bird is back and makes the catch near the wall. Runner at second. Holiday tags up. Moves over to third. Runners at the corners with 1 out for John Jay.
We're both a little shocked that Marlon Byrd is still a Philadelphia Philly and not dealt away at the trade deadline. He's been a good two-way player for the Phils. Johnny Peralta gave that one a ride. Here comes the hottest Cardinal. 12-game hitting streak for John Jay.
Off-speed pitch misses. John Jay in the month of August, .447 average. Second best ever by a Cardinal. In the last 100 years of Cardinals baseball, this average in the month of August.
Other guy's pretty good too, wasn't he?
Rogers Hornsby. Jay with a fly ball out to left field. Backing up Dominic Brown. Makes the catch. Holiday will tag up. An RBI for John Jay. 3-0 St. Louis. RBI number 37 for the Cardinals center fielder. With 2 outs and a runner at first, the hitter will be right fielder Oscar Taveras, who comes in batting .224.
Had a little modest hitting streak. He's 3 games, 4 for 11, and on the homestand he was 7 for 20 at .350 average. So hopefully he can build onto that.
Short lead at first, and the first pitch to Taveras. Hit down the left field line, slicing foul and out of play. It is Star Wars night. Tough look for Oscar Taveras on the scoreboard.
Pretty hard to pick Oscar out of that one.
Man. Chubosky.
I mean, you could tell that one.
Here's the 0-1. Off-speed pitch. One ball and one strike. We understand there is rain in the area. Could come in about an hour or so. Hopefully it'll stay away. Here's a 1-1 to Taveras. Inside.
I was talking to one of the scouts in the lunchroom, and he was in Chicago for 6.5 hours of rain delays. So I'm sure he's enthused hearing that news. Rain in the forecast.
And that was the game with the tarp that they could not get on the field.
Right.
Cubs and Giants. Giants won a protest, by the way. Game was called, and then they said, as Taveras pulls it foul. Two and two the count on Oscar Taveras. Inside. Runner is off with his pitch from first base. Ryan Howard is backing up defensively, so Adams little bigger lead this time at first. Talk about a team that could be deflated with this kind of start. It's the Phillies. Team that's not played well, obviously, and trailing. And Taveras picks up a base hit into center field. Another hard hit ball. Adams to third.
Yeah, Dan, another pitcher's mistake running that count full, letting the runner, in this case Matt Adams, have a head start, and so easily he goes from first to third. When you have a team like the Phillies that are 15 games under 500, they're in last in their division, and if you can jump on them, they'll come out and play tomorrow, but they'll kind of give this game to you. So a great start for the Redbirds.
Like I said before, it's here we go again. They know the numbers we've been saying about Kyle Kendrick. The frustrating season that they've been experiencing this year. We're in the top of the first. Runners at first and third, already 3-0, and here is Tony Cruz, who's hitting .211. Off-speed pitch misses in. 27 pitches already.
I'm sure Kendrick has tried all kinds of different ways, warming up longer, doing different things to stop these first inning troubles.
Cruz, little flare, hit down the right field line. That'll drop for strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Not a good ratio at all. Throwing more pitches out of the strike zone than in it.
Big gap in left center field. Eighth man to come to the dish. The first inning for St. Louis. Runners at first and third. Cruz nearly hit by the pitch. You alluded to this. I remember Kyle Kendrick. What separated him initially was a very good sinker. We're seeing him throw a lot of changeups and off-speed pitches.
Well, he can't find the release point on his sinker, so he's trying to throw something else. But
the 2-1, here it comes. A fly ball lifted to right. Bird over and makes the catch. Cardinals strand 2. They pick up 4 base hits, a walk, and 3 runs. The Hyundai replay. Good start for St. Louis. Matt Holliday, big part of it. Adam Wainwright, our Kia starter. And this is the lineup that he'll face. Revere, then Rollins. Good numbers against Adam. Utley, Howard, Bird, Brown, Ruiz, Ashe, and Kendrick. That 9 facing Adam Wainwright. And he got him. Caught him looking. Got him with the breaking ball again. He finishes what he started. Some of the highlights of Wainwright's season: 26 start, 3 complete games, and trying to become the game's first 16-game winner here in 2014.
He's had to do it also with a lot less run support this year. And he's got 3 runs on the board. That always is helpful for a pitcher.
The speedy Ben Revere. First pitch taken for a strike.
In your mind, you're out there thinking you're in a 1-run ball game, but you also in the back of your mind know that you do have some leeway to make a mistake and not cost you.
Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes.
Just look at his mannerisms, the way he's taking the mound. Very focused, and
yeah.
You can see that he's amped up, just ready to go out for this challenge.
Breaking ball and a foul. Ben Revere has been very good this year. 142 hits. However, he has no walks since the All-Star break. But look at the very good numbers he's put together. Second in the batting race overall at .311. 37 stolen bases. That's 3rd in the National League.
He's had 5 4-hit games this year. Only Victorino, Phillies outfielder a few years ago, had that many in the last 30 years.
I know it's 4 pitches into the game, but I want to go back to what you were talking about. Very good point, Al. You know, Wainwright, he's been around this game a long time. He sees a 3-run lead. It's like blood in the water. He wants the ball, and let's set a tone to this game.
And he's telling the hitters that you have no chance. You know, you go stand up there.
Little chopper, and that is foul.
Many times it's how you present yourself on that mound which dictates to the offense whether they think they own you or you own them. He's trying to present that very positive image, and of course if you put a couple of shutout innings up there, it'll go a long way to getting the Phillies to kind of say, okay, we'll come out tomorrow. Better luck.
He has been a 20-game winner before. That was in 2010. He was 20-11. The 0-2. A cutter that's taken high. You would think he'd have a great shot at 20 wins this year. So we play on the 22nd of August.
And by moving him ahead of Shelby Miller, who will make the start tomorrow, you put him in line for starts.
Tough play here for Carpenter and a leadoff hit. No chance with the speed of Ben Revere. Holiday, Jay, and Taveras in the outfield. Around the Horn is brought to you by Dobbs. Carpenter and Peralta on the left side of the infield. Wong and Adams on the right side. Tony Cruz behind the plate. Wainwright on the mound. Around the Horn is brought to you by Dobbs.
Abbreviated shift there, and Carpenter would have been a very tough play if he was playing normal depth, but playing so far up the line and this little chopper, you almost put it in your pocket.
Switch hitting Jimmy Rollins leads their club in runs scored and walks. And the first pitch is taken for a strike. On the year, batting .238 from this side of the plate at .241, but this has been his power side. Only 2 home runs of his 15 from the right side.
Would you say it's fair to say that a lot of people associated with the Phils felt like their winning with this collective group was starting to close? That window was starting to close, but no one thought it was going to happen this quickly.
It's happened fast, quickly, rapidly. Rollins now 35 years of age. Ryan Sandberg, the manager, signed through 2016 with an option for 17. Replacing Charlie Manuel, who's the Phillies' all-time winningest manager. Took them to 2 World Series. They won 1. Here's a 1-2 pitch. The check swing and kept in front by Cruz.
Saw Ruben Amaro Jr., the general manager of the Phillies, today on the field, and apparently yesterday or very recently got the vote of confidence from ownership.
It's at a luncheon and ownership, and there's Ruben Amaro Jr. on the phone, but he was given that vote of confidence, said he'll be back next year. Outside, 3-2. See if they want to start the runner. Without Molina behind the plate, teams are taking advantage of that and running against Cruz, running against Brzezinski. Those two combined have caught only 2.
Teams would never have thought of running off of Molina, and now, as you say, they will take their chances.
There he goes, and the pitch was taken for a ball.
I wonder was that one of those times where, with the runner going, does the catcher jump up and take the pitch away from the home plate umpire? But you said it when the Cardinals were at bat. This looks like a very, very tight strike zone.
Utley is the team leader in doubles. 29, and he's hitting .284. Runners at first and second.
He's got off to a great start. Still a very dangerous player.
Utley hits it out to deep right field. Taveras is there, quickly gets it back in. Runner tagging from second to third. That's Ben Revere. 1 away. In steps Howard. It'll be interesting to see how the Cardinals pitch Ryan Howard. Most teams have been trying to bust him in and hard. He has not had a home run against a right-handed pitcher since June, which is shocking.
Hard to believe. Everybody talking about what a down year he's having, but if he was with the Cardinals, he'd be leading the Redbirds in home runs and RBIs. Always hit his home team very, very well. They're moving inside.
And a ground ball taken by Wong. RBI number 78 for Ryan Howard as the Phils get on the board, and it's 3-1. Revere scoring. And it brings in Marlon Byrd. Marlon Byrd has been one of the hottest hitters in this lineup. 8-game hitting streak. He's driven in 6 over the 8 games, but has struck out 11 times, and that really has been his story to go along with the good numbers. A ton of strikeouts.
Does lead the team in home runs, games played, extra base hits, total bases, and batting .287 this season with runners in scoring position.
.23 home runs, 4th in the National League. Giancarlo Stanton with 32 to lead the senior circuit. 1 ball and 1 strike. You've got 4 and 5 in this lineup combined, just shy of 300 strikeouts this season. Howard is at 147, Byrd at 149. Strike 2.
And combined, they got 41 home runs and 150 RBIs. So you can live with the strikeouts if you get the production.
A lot of talk, too, that Byrd struggles with a breaking ball. If you can bounce it, 2-strike count, set up low and outside, many times he will chase that. Let's see what the Cardinals do here. There it is. Struck him out. Low and outside in the dirt, and a strikeout for Adam Wainwright. First of the night. Cardinals on top 3-1. Enjoying Cardinals baseball 3-1 St. Louis as we move to the top of the second. Rabowski alongside Dan McLaughlin, Jim Hayes here as well, and our Toyota keys to the game.
Well, we kind of already did it. Get to Kendrick early. We talked about how he had a 9 ERA in the first inning and allowed 8 first inning home runs. He's allowed 20 on the year, but Cardinals need to keep on piling on and start with Adam Wainwright.
Adam, and then the top of the lineup. Wainwright this season is hitting 189. No home runs. He's driven in 3.
Adam has aged, hasn't he?
Well, you're looking at the video board, and I hate to tell you, Al, that is not Adam Wainwright.
Oh. Star Wars theme.
That's the Emperor.
So is Adam Wainwright.
It's a good-looking fellow up there. Here's a 1-2. Curveball and taken low.
Were you a Star Wars fan, or were you born when the first one came out?
Oh, I was. Yeah. Absolutely. You forget, Al, I'm actually getting older now.
I do remember that.
There are players that are younger than me. Popped up. Ashe puts it away. When I first started, that's a fair statement. Most of the players were older than me. 23 was my first major league game. The late great Jack Buck down in Jupiter, Florida.
Tell how Jack prepared you.
Well, this was for this particular game, laughing at me, pointing at me, and said you couldn't take a nail with a sledgehammer and put it somewhere. Meaning I was slightly nervous, just a little bit.
When did he take all your homework and all your preparation and throw it away?
That was the night that Mike Shannon had his night at the races. Yeah. And they had to get the game in. They knew they would. It was a rain delay, and they said, go down and fill in at Busch Stadium. You'll work with Jack Buck. I said, okay, no problem. Jack and I used to do Sunday night NFL shows at KMOX for a number of years. Had all my notes. He tore them up, ripped them up. I was shocked, threw them in a trash can and said, that's not the story, kid. Then pointed out to the field and said, that's the story. Describe what you see. Good luck. And left the booth. He went and took a nap. And then he came in and checked on me a few innings later. He was the absolute best.
And you were in fine shape.
Well, I made it through it.
But for a moment, it scared the daylights out.
Oh, yes, it did.
Let's get back to getting the runs.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Matt Carpenter. Hits it high in the air out to left field. Dominic Brown. 2 outs, nobody on. The hitter will be Colton Wong, and you can tweet us your photo using the hashtag STLFanPhoto. That's brought to you by AT&T. You worked some games with Jack, did you not?
I did a few on radio, and like we all say, we wish we had an opportunity to work that many more with him. You're working with the best.
Wong is 2 for 2. Had the day off on Wednesday night. As you talked about, a tough homestand for Colton, but 2 for 2 to start the road trip.
And that's a good sign. Mike Matheny showing faith in him. Scalzo was just swinging a hot bat. Here you see, I always talk about getting sinkers up. The ball came in, it was above the belt and ended up about the knees, and hitters will hit that. It's when the ball falls below the knees is when the pitcher will have more success.
Holiday got the Cardinals on the board, lining a double into left center, and he chops this one left side. Ashe will go across the diamond. A low throw and taken there by Howard. Cardinals strand a runner. They've stranded 3 through 2 innings. They lead it 3-1. (16 and older) take home a Cardinals beverage tumbler courtesy of the Shane Company. You can take home your beverage and take it on the go while showcasing your team pride. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. That pitch taken just a bit low by Dominic Brown, who has 7 home runs this year.
He missed 10 games one point this year with strep throat.
And a grounder that's pulled foul.
Dominic, 26, was seen as one of the bright young stars on the horizon, but he's really struggled this year.
They know he's got good power. Saw that last year. Cardinals in this series will not see A.J. Burnett. They will not see Cole Hamels. Remember, in the previous series, Hamels was terrific in a game that he eventually lost. Went deep into that contest, and Burnett went the distance against St. Louis.
Phillies and Cardinals in the first meeting. Each team won 2 ball games.
And Brown last season, 27 home runs. 2-2 the count. Three and 2 the count. Leadoff man here in the home half of the second. Center field, but right at John Jay. One out, and here is Carlos Ruiz. Popped up on the first pitch. Adams. 2 down. The Phillies have the second worst home record in the National League at 28-37. They are last in the Eastern Division. They could finish there for the first time since 2000. They'll start play tonight, 17.5 games back of the Washington Nationals.
Not the Nationals. Wait, they've been winning ball games of late.
A lot of walk-offs.
Walk-offs, one-run wins.
I don't know about you. I'm shocked to see some of the players that we're seeing in their lineup tonight and still wearing the Phillies uniform. Good changeup. Phillies apparently are willing to swallow a lot of the contracts, the majority of the money remaining on some of those long-term deals.
Yeah, it is hard to believe that where they've fallen to the basement in the Eastern Division, and with some players that could be moved to contending teams, that more players were not moved.
2-2. Ashe is hitting .250 with 8 home runs, and he's driven in 40 this year.
This is 84th start of the year, all of them at third base.
Line drive, and Coblong is there. So 2 hard hit balls, but nothing to show for it for the Phils. We head to the third. St. Louis on top. Sports Midwest is brought to you by Schnucks, your neighborhood hometown grocer for 75 years. And by 5 Hour Energy, recognizing those who, despite their own needs, put others first. Phillies last year, first losing season since 2002. They were 73-89. And remember, this was a team that won 5 straight National League East titles. Appeared in 2 World Series, winning 1 of them. In franchise history, they've won a couple. 1980, Kansas City. Then in 2008, they beat Tampa Bay. Adams crushes this down the right field line, but yanks it foul. Some oohs and ahs from the crowd on that long foul ball off the big man's bat.
Matt 5 for 11 when facing Kendrick. He's batted .357 in his young career against the Phils.
The 0-1. Go back inside and they miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Adams here. Then Peralta fly to deep right. John Jay sac fly and an RBI. Matt walked his first time up. The shift put on for Matt Adams. 2 strikes. For Kyle Kendrick, last year, his first full season in the rotation. Originally called up in 2007. Part of those World Series teams. As he went back and forth from the minor leagues, also back and forth from the rotation and the bullpen. Off-speed pitch, tapped foul to Chris Maloney. He's been the first base coach for a number of years now. Longtime manager in the minor leagues for the Cardinals. On 1 and 2, a high towering drive out deep right field. It is gone. A home run for Adams. Number 13 and his first in a long time. He's been waiting to do that. The Pennsylvania native goes deep, and it's 4-1 St. Louis.
And how many times you see a hitter hit a ball foul and then not hit one fair? You know, but this case, he hit one foul in the second deck, and this time he stuck out there and hit one into the second deck in fair territory.
First home run since July 19th. That was a Saturday afternoon, first inning off of Zach Greinke right after the All-Star break. And Peralta pops it foul and out of play. 13 home runs for Adams. He has driven in 56. In a ballpark that had seen its fair share of home runs.
They tried to go in on him, and you saw Ruiz's glove go to the middle of the plate.
Change up at 81 miles an hour. Now an 0-2. Kyle Kendrick, his first career shutout was against St. Louis. That was in the 2012 season, the 26th of May. That night, predominantly sinkers. Tonight, mixture of changeups, the sinker, breaking ball. Another 0-2. Off the end of the bat. Little squibber that rolls fair. The heads up play to get Johnny Peralta.
Kendrick came across the foul line and threw the ball in foul territory. But Ryan Howard knew that, and he took the ball, received the ball in foul territory. Hugging the foul line and picks it up. And his momentum carries him across the baseline, and Howard was ready for it. Instead of trying to catch that ball in fair territory, you catch it in foul territory, and makes it a relatively easy play.
Jay rips it to first and taken there by Ryan Howard. Can't hit a ball any harder than that. With 2 outs, it brings in Oscar Taveras, who singled to center first time up.
And base hit extended his hitting streak to 4 games now. He's 5 for 12.
First pitch to him. Taken for a strike. So back to a 3-run lead. Cardinals with 3 runs in the top of the first. Phillies picked up a run in the bottom half. And a Matt Adams home run here in the top of the third has made it a 4-1 St. Louis lead. Off-speed pitch. Right center. The speed of Ben Revere makes the catch. Matt Adams on base twice tonight with a walk and this high towering home run. First since July 19th. to a 3-run lead for St. Louis. Six hits already through 3 innings of play. It'll be Kyle Kendrick and then the top of the lineup for the Phillies. John Jay playing very shallow along with Oscar Taveras. It's as shallow as you'll see Jay play any hitter in the league. Cardinals Hall of Famer Jim Edmonds would play so shallow, which allowed him to take so many hits away coming in. But unless you have great instincts and get the kind of jumps that he did off the bat, you just cannot play that shallow.
Yeah, a lot of time the Cardinal coaches wanted Jimmy to play deeper.
Into right and a base hit.
If there's somebody at first base, Oscar, I think, was looking to gun him out at first base.
So he was also very shallow.
He was very shallow, and then Adams was trying to go for it. Adams didn't break for the bag, and nobody covered.
Busy weekend of baseball all day on Fox Sports 1 and Fox Sports Midwest. On Fox Sports 1, Giants take on the Nationals. Then the Braves and Reds tomorrow night on Fox Sports Midwest. Game 2 between the Cardinals and the Phillies. The pregame tomorrow at 5:30. Ben Revere looks at a ball low. Infield hit. Run scored his first time. Ben Revere was acquired in 2012 from Minnesota for Vance Worley, the pitcher. This speedster, a former 28th overall pick by Minnesota. We told you he's been red hot. If you go back to the 26th of June, leads all of baseball, including tonight with a hit. He's up to 74 and hitting close to 370. (3-0).
I think after ball 2, Adam Wainwright really kind of came off the mound and stared into the home plate umpire. Adam trying to elevate the ball and get him to pop it up, hit it in the air. Last thing you want is him to be able to slap down on a ball and utilize that great speed.
We showed you earlier too, in the second half of this season, Revere has yet to walk. Ground ball chopped over the glove of Adams and into right.
He understands his game. His game is speed, so chop down on the ball, and wouldn't be surprised if they've got the dirt a little firmer right in front of the plate, so you get those high hops.
Jimmy Rollins walked his first time up. We have to go back to 1996 when Jimmy was drafted by the Phillies. Long time ago. Second round pick. He's won 4 Gold Gloves, 3-time All-Star, former MVP. And this season, his 14th consecutive opening day start at short. He's had a fabulous career.
It's 1 stolen base away from 450 in his career. He's 23 doubles for 500, 18 RBIs for 900. And this year marked the 13th career season with at least 20 stolen bases. He's 5th on the Phil's list among Major League shortstops. He's got 214 home runs, 5th most since '74. Trails Ripken, Rodriguez, A-Rod that is, Miguel Tejada, and Derek Jeter.
So what you're telling me, it's been a pretty good career.
Yes.
2-0 the count. Runners at first and second. Wainwright dealing with runners on, just like he did back in the first.
Adam started with that very positive image on the mound. And I think he's gotten a little frustrated with his strike zone and a couple of the chopped balls that have gone through for base hits.
Utley on deck. 3-0 the count. Bernie Miklasz of the Post-Dispatch was breaking down Adam Wainwright's second half of this season. Very well done article as always, and it talked about, essentially that we're not watching the same guy that we saw in the first, certainly statistically. And it could be a grind here from on out. His second walk, and both have been to Jimmy Rollins.
Roller coaster out to talk to Adam, and you're right, Dan. It's a little bit of what we're talking about with Adam Wainwright. Is the Cardinals have lost 3 of Wainwright's last 6 starts after losing only 4 times with him on the mound in the first half. He made 8 starts of at least 8 innings through June, and Wainwright has none in July or August. The average has gone up second half to about a 4.50 ERA and 2.75 opponent's batting average. And in the first half, that was a 1.83 ERA and a 2.01 opponent's batting average. So you forget that he had almost 300 innings last year. When you think about spring training and then into postseason, he threw nearly 300 innings.
I was talking with Adam the other day about that. He changed his routine this offseason for the first time because of all those innings, so that he could be fresh at this time of year going into September. Here is Utley. The first pitch, take it for a ball. Chase, first time up, hit a rocket to right, and Taveras made the play. Bases loaded. 1-0 pitch. Curveball. 2-0. This pitch right here becomes one of the biggest pitches in this game. 2-0. Utley could give the Phillies the lead with one swing of the bat. An inning that began with a Kendrick single to right. Revere chopped a base hit over the glove, outstretched glove and arm of Adams into right. Walk to Rollins, now 2-0. Adam thinking the same thing and went with the curveball.
The gutsy move. We knew in the first half that I don't think there was any count that Adam was afraid and always knew that he could throw a strike. And that ball, it's like he got the benefit of the call there.
The 2-1 hit to Adams. He'll step on the bag and a run will score.
All the Phillies want to do is just, if they can't get the big bomb, they just want to peck away and stay in this ball game.
Ryan Howard with a ground out back in the first to bring in Ben Revere. His 78th RBI. 78, good enough for fourth in the National League, behind Stanton's 89 to lead. And now Carpenter, with runners at second and third, talking it over with Wainwright, and I'm sure they're talking about the fact that he's so far off the line, the runner can basically go anywhere he wants down that third base line.
Now Carpenter's coming back over to third, and with the runner at third base, keep him in check.
So one out, runners at second and third. First pitch is strike.
What makes Howard so dangerous in this ballpark is you could pitch him away and he'll just kind of stick the bat out and just drive the ball home run distance with ease to left field.
One ball and one strike in his career. 329 home runs. Second all time in Phillies history to Mike Schmidt, the Hall of Famer, the third baseman, with 548. Two and one the count.
Howard got the RBI the first time up, but he's been very, very good. 7 hits in his last 16 at bats with runners in scoring position.
A familiar stance of Howard. The 2-1. 2-2. He also a former MVP. 2 years left on his deal at $25 million per season.
That was a late bloomer, wasn't he?
Jim Thome was here, and Howard's presence made him expendable. Curveball misses. What are you seeing from Wainwright? 3-2 the count.
Seeing the curveball casting, not really pulling down on it. He's trying to trick people with it, backdooring it, not being as aggressive as I think we'd like to see.
Here's a 3-2 pitch on its way. Howard base hit into right. One run is in. Taveras hits the cut. They'll hold up the runner at third base. That's Rollins. And it's now a 4-3 St. Louis lead. 2 RBIs tonight for Ryan Howard. He's up to 79.
Kind of example right there, Dan, is instead of really pulling down on that breaking ball, he's just trying to will it in the strike zone and becomes that much more hittable. Rollins will stay there. Let the Phillies right back in this ball game, and right now Adams going to have to pitch to maintain the lead.
Fewest ground ball double plays. That's the Phillies. Bird with a fly ball out to left. Holiday makes the catch. Throw will go into second. New game. It's tied up at 4-4 as Rollins scores. '73rd RBI for Bird.
Had that 4-run lead. And as we said, the second half, he's really not being the pitcher we think he is. Not that he can't get it back, but going through a little rough stretch. He was so good in the first half. Remember, he was the starting pitcher in the All-Star game. As it turned out, not his day. The National League loses that game, and somewhere in your back of your mind, you wonder how much better would he have been with the days off.
Now, the Cardinals, though, have been very judicious in trying to give him that time off and making sure that he is rested. At times, they've given him extra days.
And they rearranged it this time to keep him on his schedule. He pitched last Sunday, so you pitch on Friday. Tonight.
If you go back the last 2 seasons, he has thrown 490 1/3 innings. Now, this is coming off the Tommy John.
Right.
So he has thrown an awful lot.
I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm 6'7". I'm a big man, and I can handle a workload.
I'd be the first one to tell him you're human. It's a lot of innings.
And maybe you show him what's going on right now and say, you know, there is a fatigue factor coming in, and you're not as sharp as you were the first half. You have to look at reality also.
One and two the count. He struck out one. That was Marlon Bird back in the first. Curveball, and it's pulled foul.
You can make a real simple case that Lance Lynn has been the best pitcher, most consistent pitcher for the Cardinals in the second half. He's been great.
I think the velocity has been down a tick or two, which can make a major difference. When you think about 91 to 93, which is where he normally is at, right now he's been consistently around 90 miles an hour.
And you're not making location. You know, leaving it up in the zone becomes much more hittable. But when you throw as many off-speed pitches as he's throwing right now, you reach back for that fastball, it won't be there.
Three and two with 2 outs. Runner from first off with this pitch. It's Ryan Howard, so Matt Adams will back up. Curveball, and he missed. Second walk in the inning, third tonight.
Only 64 pitches thrown, but for Adam Wainwright, that's a bunch.
Here's Carlos Ruiz.
Derek Wohlquist on the phone. Who would have thought that in an Adam Wainwright start in the third inning? For the game, Mike Matheny was talking about how well Tony Cruz and Adam Wainwright were working together.
Nobody up and throwing in the Cardinals' pen in the 1-1. Up the middle, and that's a base hit. Could have a chance to get Howard. Throw by Jay is cut off, and now the runner is tied up between second and third. It looked like Adams could have tagged him. A run will score. Nobody's at the bag at first, and with that, the runners are back safely to first and second.
And I think what the one thing you got to remember, Adams coming in as the cutoff man, he can't see what Ryan Howard is doing. He assumed that he had scored when he was being held up at third base. He had the out right in front of him, and as you said, another step, he could have tagged the runner. If we come in here, John Jay gets it back in, and Howard stops. So now you got a runner right there. He could have tagged him. And he throws it wide, and Carpenter is standing flat-footed, not anticipating that throw at all.
Well, I don't think it matters if he knows Howard has scored or not. He's a foot away from him.
I know. I mean, it just, I think he's thinking that he had already scored and everything else, but he had the out right there. And he could have ran two runners back to third base.
And then the runner from first, which was the hitter Ruiz, was hung up between first and second. But nobody at the bag at first. Ninth man to come to the plate is Ashe. He pops it up. Matt Adams is there. And with that, the Phillies put up a 4 spot and have the lead 5-4.
By Berglund, tips it back to Steen. The drive, rebound. Oshie, he scores!
It's almost back, and that's the Blues icebreaker coming up. That'll be Monday night at 6 at Ballpark Village inside Fox Sports Live. Paul Stastny, David Backus, Barrett Jackman, TJ Oshie, Brett Hall, Bobby Plager. They'll all be there. Also the unveiling of the new Blues jersey. The Charles Glenn Band will be there from 6 to 9. So it's a Blues icebreaker at Ballpark Village. That's coming up on Monday.
Hey, Danny, I saw Kelly Chase over the weekend, and he was going over with a group of the Blues players going to Slovakia and kind of honoring Pavlo Dimitra. Died in the plane crash, but they were doing a bunch of clinics and putting on some demonstrations for the youth of Slovakia in Pavlo's Dimitra's honor.
Pavlo Dimitra was an unbelievable player, and in Slovakia considered one of the great players that's ever come from there.
And I think you can follow it on the Blues website.
I believe so. Also, I know that Kelly and other NHLers, former NHLers, are tweeting out pictures and where they're at and some of the things that they're doing. He was a fabulous player in St. Louis, so well liked. He talked to his teammates, one of their favorite teammates that they've ever had, and died in a plane crash. So upsetting. Follow every Cardinals game with MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. Live look-ins, instant replays, scores, stats, audio. MLB.tv, game of the day, and more. It's all at Cardinals.com. Here's Tony Cruz, who flied to right with 2 runners on, and that was back in the first inning, and the Cardinals trail now 5-4 here in the top of the 4th.
Cardinals have committed a bunch of errors recently and have gone from second fewest errors in the National League to third.
Well, you think about call-ups. Well, the Cardinals, as I mentioned earlier, will have, they hope, fingers crossed, Yadier Molina as a part of the big trio. Mott, Michael Wacha, all coming back. So many times you carry, in the month of September, a third catcher with expanded rosters. But if Molina comes back as anticipated, no need to do that with Pierzynski, Cruz, and Yadier Molina. Pete Kozma would be on that short list of guys that would get called back up. He is on the 40-man roster. Tommy Pham, who's had a terrific season.
He and Skaggs both have to be put on the roster, right?
Xavier Scruggs. Scruggs has been hot. Pham, I think, would get the nod at this point. Cardinals really like his all-around play.
It's interesting because they're saying they probably would call up more this year than they normally do. Sometimes, a manager might say that you bring in these kids from AAA and they're a distraction. You don't want them to disrupt what you got going at the big league level. You're playing for something. But I think the way Mike Matheny's saying is we've got gaps, we've got holes we'd like to plug, and by having more players, it'll help and benefit the club for their quest to postseason.
Here's a 1-2. And Cruz strikes out. Tommy Pham would be a free agent anyway after the season, so it would make sense to bring him up, add him to the 40-man roster. It gets a little bit more complicated with, let's say, a Stephen Piscotty. Do you really want to start his clock if he's only going to get, let's say, 5 or 10 at bats, 15 at the most?
And what if he makes a major contribution with those 5
Again,
or 15?
It's something you have to think about, but at this point, I would think he would stay in the minor leagues, but we'll know here in the next week and a half or so.
I always look at it too that if you call up some of these kids, then if they aren't in your future plans, you can try and sell them off as major leaguers rather than AAA players.
Memphis has been playing very, very well too.
Yeah, they look like they're going to be in postseason, but it sounds like the precedent was going to be here at the major league level, trying to win here. So Memphis may win the Pacific Coast, their division, but they may be defending it with AA players. They get called up to replace the guys that get called up to the big leagues.
1-2 the count on Adam Wainwright. And a ground ball deep in the hole. Rollins, Wainwright, an infield hit.
See if Adam can't make his way around the bases and get this Cardinal offense going. Throw way offline. Howard does the right thing, vacating the bag.
Matt Carpenter has singled to start the game to center field, scored a run. Also flied out to left. 1 out, runner at first. Friend Larry Anderson, who works on the radio side here with the Phils, known as one of the great pranksters in the game. Well, Brett Myers back in 2008 pulled a prank on Kyle Kendrick. They had convinced him that the Phillies had traded him to Japan, and they had everybody in on it. Everybody. Media, the GM, the manager. He comes into the manager's office. Kyle, we appreciate your time here in the Phillies organization. You're off to Japan. Poor guy believed it too.
Why wouldn't you? Everybody's in on it.
2-0 pitch.
And as you learn in fantasy camp, sometimes baseball humor can be cruel.
One pitch. Catches the inside corner. 2-2.
Down and in.
Line drive and a base hit. Over Rollins into left center. Wainwright stopping at second base. Multi-hit game for Matt Carpenter. He's 2 for 3.
What else is new? Ball's a little bit more in the middle of the plate down, and he gives it a ride. This is Carpenter's 40th multi-hit game, and if you go back to last year and this year, it'd be 103, and that's the most in Major League Baseball.
1 out. Here's Colton Wong, 2 for 2 tonight. Takes a pitch low. No activity in either bullpen. Kendrick had 70 pitches. It's the open bullpens out there, one on top of the other. Off the end of the bat, that's fair. Ashe stepping on the bag and a heads-up play. Wong hits into a double play to end the threat here in the fourth. McD app to get your promo code for $8 tickets to select Cardinal games. That offer includes tickets to see great Central Division rivals at September 1st through the 3rd against the Pirates, September 16th, 17th, and 18th against the Brewers. They're only $8. Download the McD app today.
I would have thought that Adam Wainwright would have a 4-0 lead, lose that lead, and now down by 1. I'm sure he's going to go out there and battle, and hopefully the offense will get him back even and ahead. He can pick up that 16th victory, be the first in the major leagues this year.
It'll be Shelby Miller against David Buchanan tomorrow. Sunday, Justin Masterson against Jerome Williams. Williams has won for the Phillies this year, the Texas Rangers, the Houston Astros. 3 different organizations that he's won for. That's only happened 6 times in baseball. Well-traveled Jerome Williams. Kyle Kendrick got it all started, part of a 4-run third with a base hit to right, and scored, and he'll lead it off. Hit to short. Peralta. One out, back to the top of the lineup, and Ben Revere, who is 2 for 2. Milwaukee in the second inning, leading Pittsburgh 2-0. Atlanta leading Cincinnati 1-0. That's in the 5th. Ben Revere with his speed and infield hit. That was in the first inning and scored a run. There's a nice breaking ball. Then chopped a grounder over the glove of Adams and into right. Scored his second run of the game. 144 hits for Ben Revere. He's now 10 back of the league lead. That's Daniel Murphy of the Mets, their second baseman.
Just don't remember Adam pitching behind the counts this often.
Adams backhands, he'll take it himself. 2 down. More and more we're seeing teams carry lefties in their pen, and the Phillies have 4 of them. 4 lefties, 3 righties. So in Baltimore, both teams, Cardinals and the Orioles, both carrying the 3 lefties, and there's the open bullpens. The visitors sitting on top. Phillies at the bottom. They closed that area about 30 minutes prior to game time, but the hecklers are here in Philly.
Remember, originally they had the Phillies on top and the visiting team on the bottom. They very quickly changed that, as the Phillies fans are known to be very boisterous, and like you said, the hecklers. So it made sense. Hey, ridicule the visiting team, not the homeboys.
2 strikes on Jimmy Rollins. Ballpark that opened up in 2004. Citizens Bank Park. One-two lifted in the air out to left, and a 1-2-3 inning for Wainwright. We head to the 5th. It's Holiday, Adams, and Peralta coming up. Holiday, 2 RBIs back in the first, now up to 64 with a double. Lifts a breaking ball to left field. Dominic Brown. Well, we have a new member of the Fox Sports Midwest family, Annie Shannon Lotz, daughter of producer Colleen Lotz and her husband Scott. Born at 2:02 Thursday morning. We congratulate the entire family, and selfishly speaking, we hope that Colleen comes back early from her maternity leave. Does a great job for us. Congratulations, Colleen.
I know she's got to be proud of that little one.
Adams on base twice, and he looks at a strike. He has walked back in the first in a solo homer, his first since the 19th of July. And that was in the third.
Never know. He could go and get him in bunches.
Oh, 0-2.
Last year and this year he had three home run games. Excuse me. Had home runs in 3 consecutive games each year. He had a tremendous September last year.
I think right now, though, the Cardinals have to be concerned with what you've seen from Wainwright. The fastball, the velocity is down. There's not a lot of bite on it. It's been given 3-run leads twice. Breaking ball that's blocked by Ruiz. Strike 3 as he throws down to first. And Kyle Kendrick has his second strikeout. And with 2 outs, we turn to the AT&T fan photo of the game. Here's Peralta with 2 outs. Big gap in left center. On a hop to short, outfield grass. Rollins takes his time. Fires a strike to first. Kyle Kendrick roughed up in the first, but since then has settled in. Phillies lead at 5-4. Ticket. Take home a one-of-a-kind Jason Mott bobblehead featuring his popular K Cancer t-shirt. Portion of the proceeds benefit Mercy Kids Cancer Center. Visit cardinals.com/theme. And a strike to Chase Utley. Utley with an RBI, his 68th. And he also lined out to right. One ball and one strike. 211 starts. 10 starts with more walks than strikeouts. And tonight, 3 walks and a strikeout for Adam Wainwright.
Just that stat right there. That tells you things are a little off.
If you're wondering, in those 10 games, he's 4-6. Ryan Howard on deck, and then we'll see Marlon Byrd. So 3, 4, and 5 against Adam Wainwright. And a chopper that's pulled foul. He has thrown an awful lot of breaking balls tonight.
I don't think he has good command of his cutter. Fastball really doesn't have much movement to it, and so he's left with an awful lot of curveballs.
Pitch count at 83. And the 1-2. Yeah, I think you're going to see him throw that breaking ball simply for the fact that right now the fastball, he's not going to put it by you. And if the location isn't there, he's going to go with something else. Young fan happy with the souvenir. 1-2 the count. Wainwright is due up fourth for the Cardinals, looking ahead to the 6th.
Hardest pitch of the night was that 92-mile-an-hour fastball that was just pulled foul.
And a ground ball that rolls foul. Just seeing a lot of the Phillies hitters from the left side of the plate chopping that breaking ball foul up the first base line.
A lot of times, you know, Adam throws that cutter coming in on the left-handed batters, but just doesn't have the same bite to it, command of it, so he's throwing a lot of curveballs. They're not centering it. Even incorporated a few more change-ups than we're accustomed to seeing.
Got him. Looking for something else. And a strikeout. That's strikeout number 2 for Wainwright. This was after the 3rd inning, and stand up to cancer. Everyone in the ballpark holding up a sign. We saw that at the World Series last year. The name put in to the empty space. Someone that they know that's been affected by cancer. Here's Ryan Howard. Curveball drops in for a strike. 2-1.
Good curveball there. It's not used to seeing Adam kind of struggle the way he has here tonight.
Howard with a pair of RBIs. 2-2 the count. 1 out, nobody on. Curveball popped up a mile high. The shift was on, so that's Peralta making the play near the left field line in fair territory, and there's 2 outs.
Adams retired 6 in a row. And get Bird and get his third 1-2-3 inning.
That's the thing about Wainwright. Even without his best stuff, you know, he has the potential to still win.
Right.
And keep you in a ball game. Clearly his stuff not as sharp tonight. Nobody on, and Marlon Byrd looks at a breaking ball a little high. My understanding is that Marlon Byrd, just like any other player, was put on waivers, was claimed, and then pulled back by the Phillies. You would think he would be an attractive player for a team needing a bat down the stretch.
It wouldn't look bad in the Cardinals' right field. A veteran player.
Here's a 1-1. Ground ball to the right side and a flip to Wainwright. Beats Bird to the bag. 1-2-3 inning for Adam Wainwright. We're through 5, and the Phillies lead it 5-4. $5,000 fans ages 16 and older receive a digital desert camouflage Cardinals cap similar to the one worn by the Cardinals on Memorial Day. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. Only in baseball, the hot dog launcher, the Fanatic, and a character from Star Wars on a four-wheeler. Somewhere Bill Veeck is smiling. John Jay leads it off for the Cardinals, followed by Oscar Taveras and then Tony Cruz.
This year's our right field production ranks last in the National League in runs scored, slugging percentage, and OPS.
And you're talking about the Cardinals.
Cardinals. with the right fielders. There's only 2 National League clubs that have fewer RBIs from the right fielders, too.
That's why you'd love to see Taveras catch fire, and we're starting to see signs of him improving. As Craig just keeps on hitting, but this one is caught in center. Rather, John Jay, excuse me. Jay is now lined out to first and lined to center, and it brings in Oscar Taveras.
Oscar got a base hit up the middle the first time and hit a ball extremely hard, lining out to center field the second time. You're absolutely right. If we can catch a little fire and just have another position that's kind of steady progress, grind out at bats, get the bat, get the order rolling through. That's how you score runs.
1 out and nobody on, and Taveras looks at a strike. Phils have to be thrilled to see Kendrick just rolling along here in the 6th the way that this game started.
It's kind of been his MO. The 9-point ERA in the first inning. And after that, he settles in. Been averaging 6 innings per start, but just 5 and 11 with a 4.90 ERA coming in.
Taveras with a ground ball that's tapped foul, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Interesting that it looks like the Phillies aren't really challenging him with fastballs. A lot of off-speed pitches they're throwing to Oscar.
Pitch number 85 to Oscar Taveras. Here it comes. There's the breaking ball, swung on and missed. And Kendrick picks up his 3rd strikeout tonight.
Kendrick pulls a string on him. Good breaking ball. Change speeds on it.
And it's Tony Cruz who has flied to right field and struck out. Cardinals on their bench from the left side have Descalso, Garcia, Pierzynski. Right side features Borges and Robinson. Cardinals do have activity in the bullpen. I believe that is Sam Freeman throwing for the Cardinals, and makes you think if somebody gets on, Wainwright is on deck. If his spot comes up, potentially pinch hitting for him, and that would be all. Here's the 0-1. Now 0-2.
Adam has mixed emotions right now. Of course, he wants Tony Cruz to get on. He'd prefer a home run, but he also wants to stay in this game and put up more zeros.
Here's the 0-2. And a strikeout of Cruz. Back-to-back Ks. 4 tonight. We'll see if Wainwright is through for the night when we come back. highest starters ERA since the All-Star break. Cardinals at 4.26, then Arizona, Colorado, and the Phillies. Cardinals offense, though, has picked it up as of late, and there's a strike on a check swing to start the bottom of the sixth by Dominic Brown. It's a good look. I'm sure it's not hot at all. Here's a 1-1.
Dominic Brown's uncle pitched in the big leagues for 14 seasons. Mudcat Grant.
2-2. And he is lined out and walked tonight. Ruiz on deck, and then Cody Ashe. Freeman continues to throw in the Cardinal pen. Curveball lifted out to center field. This game is done. It'll be interesting to see that Wainwright has potentially gotten through 6, but also on the outs. It seems like to me they've been coming on curveballs.
Not everything. Has retired 8 in a row.
Miller and Buchanan tomorrow, or what's on tap, will come your way at 5:30 here on Fox Sports Midwest. Ruiz with an RBI single back in the third. There was a crazy play that Adams was charged with an error that led to a run and the difference in this game. Ryan Howard had gone back to third, potentially to score. Throw was cut off by Adams. Had a runner between second and third, hung up. Did not tag him. Threw to third, threw it away. Howard scored. 5-4 Phils. And a base hit into right center field. Ruiz is 2 for 3.
Six for 16 now against Adam Wainwright. And broke a string of 8 in a row retired by Adam. Retired Ashe both times he's faced him today.
In steps Cody Ashe. Hit sharply to second, and it's a double play. 4-6-3. but they trail 5-4. Peralta is hitless tonight, so is Cruz. Everybody else has contributed with a hit, sac fly, and RBI. A few moments ago, Adam Wainwright, a quick inning, and talking there with Derek Lilliquist.
As night's through, his spot is first up, and Shane Robinson has got a bat. This wasn't Adams' night. He had the 4-0 lead. That slipped away. Unearned run is the difference in this game on that weird play, base running play where they messed up a rundown.
So Shane Robinson will be the pinch hitter, top of the 7th. Shane had a couple of big moments in the homestand. Productive one at that for St. Louis. Milwaukee, by the way, trailing in the 3rd, 4-2 against Pittsburgh. Atlanta 1-0 in the 6th. They trail Cincinnati. The high payroll teams, and the Phillies are 3rd on that list. Not headed to postseason play. The Yankees looking for a wild card. Detroit back and forth with Kansas City. Boston also in the top 5, and they may finish in last place in the American League East. They did, though, sign today a Cuban defector.
Outfielder, right? 7 years, I think $72 million.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. Kendrick pitching into the 7th. Who would have thought that watching this game in the 1st inning? 1-2. Curveball, and that's yanked foul. He has gone at least 7 innings 6 times this year. He has not pitched into the 8th and recorded an out. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
See if Shane can't get something going.
Cardinals' top pinch hitter as of late has been Descalso. 2 big doubles against Cincinnati off the bench. That's hammered foul again.
Shane is 3 for 24 with 3 walks as a pinch hitter.
Today, a pretty famous date in Cardinals history. Glenn Brummer, 1982, stealing home against the San Francisco Giants in a famous call made by Mike Shannon. Cardinals would win it in 12 innings, 5-4 over the Giants. That pitch taken up. 3-2. 1982 World Championship team. 1982. Prior to that season, Sandberg traded from the Phillies to the Chicago Cubs. It's a lefty and a hard thrower. Diekman getting loose in the pen. 3-2 pitch. Robinson with a fly ball into center. Nine in a row set down by Kendrick.
And with Carpenter coming up here 2 for 3, they decide they're going to go to the bullpen.
Cardinals have been very good late in games the last week or so. And that'll be it for Kyle Kendrick. Ryne Sandberg will go to his lefty when we come back. And you can earn 2% back in fan rewards on every purchase. That includes Cardinal tickets, home or road, StubHub, your ticket to upgrades and more. Jake Diekman, a left-handed pitcher. And against left-handed hitters over his last 86 appearances, dating back to last season. This is his 59th in 2014. Our Chevy call to the pen. Lefties are hitting just 195 against him. This will be the fourth time that Ryne Sandberg in the past 7 games has called upon his lefty. As I mentioned, he is a hard thrower. 96 miles an hour on that first pitch to Matt Carpenter.
6'4", 200 pounds, and you'll look like he'll release the ball behind a left-handed batter. A little deceptive.
1 ball and 1 strike. Matt Carpenter is 2 for 3 with a run scored. 2 hits, both have been singles.
Key for Matt is to keep that front shoulder from flying open.
Overall, opponents hitting .244 against this lefty. 84 strikeouts in 58 innings. Got Diekman here that throws in the mid-90s. They also have Ken Giles, a right-hander that'll hit triple digits out of their pen. And he waves at it and strikes out.
Don't often see Matt Carpenter chase a ball that far out of the strike zone. Tough assignment here for Colton Wong, who is 2 for 3 tonight with a run scored.
So that's now 10 in a row set down by the Phillies as Wong takes a ball low and away. Kendrick finishes up his night. 6 1/3. Set down 9 straight. And he strikes out 4. Fastball misses low. 2 balls and no strikes with 2 outs and nobody on. Cardinals in the bottom of the 7th inning will go to their pen.
Sam Freeman will be that pitcher.
2-0 is hit out of play. And a ground ball slowly hit to the first baseman Howard, who steps on the bag. Time to stretch. We're at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. French fries ready for you. Come on out. Twice was given 3-run leads. Gave those up. The big inning for the Phillies was in the third. They picked up 4. Matt Holliday, 2 RBIs. That was in the first. Kyle Kendrick, 6 in the third. Howard is 1 for 3 with a run and 2 RBIs. That's a look at the Mazda game summary. And the Cardinals will turn things over to our Chevy call to the pen and lefty Sam Freeman.
In for the 32nd time. He's 1-0 record, 2.51 ERA. Opponents are batting .255 against him. And he has earned in bigger assignments. So he's putting together a nice year.
Darren Ruff be the pinch hitter for Diekman, who retires the final 2 in the top of the 7th. And the first pitch is a strike. Also noticed, Al, that the Cardinals primarily going with Sam Freeman to start innings and not to come in the middle of innings. His control has been off a little bit the last month or so, not nearly as good as it was when he first came up.
I'm sure that's something will get better and better as time goes along.
In his second stint with the Phillies this year, Darren Ruff. The major leagues, he's played all around. First base, left field, right field, even a start over at third. As a pinch hitter in his career, he's hitless, 0 for 11.
The do factor.
.276 hitter in this ballpark. He's knocked out 14 home runs. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Darren Ruff. Then we'll see Revere and Rollins. And a strikeout to start the night for Sam Freeman. Adam Wainwright tonight, 6 innings, 5 hits, struck out 2, walked 3. The right-hander getting loose in the pen. That's the hard-throwing Giles. Mentioned that he can get to triple digits. Papelbon in the background there. He's stretching. Thinking potentially about the 9th inning.
Papelbon has 30 saves. So you can see he's been able to close out games.
Up and in to the switch hitting Revere. Revere is 2 for 3. Both hits involving his speed. An infield hit to the left side. This pitch was up and in. That'll get your attention. Hard throwing Sam Freeman. And with Adams having to play in over at first, he chopped one over his glove. That's hit out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Up the middle and a base hit.
Continues his torrid hitting. He's had 3 hit tonight. I mentioned since June 26th, he's had the most hits. 3. He's up to 76 hits and well over 375 batting average.
He's now up to 145 hits this year. So that puts him 9 back of the league leader in Daniel Murphy at 154. Here's Jimmy Rollins. Twice has walked and also flied out to left. Phillies have hit into 1 double play tonight and a check on the runner Revere, who's also 3rd in steals this season in the National League. 37, only caught 5 times. Billy Hamilton is 2nd of the Reds, the rookie, and then D. Gordon at 57 to lead the league from the Dodgers. Off the glove of Cruz to the backstop.
It's like a pass ball. A little wide, but maybe he was crossed up as Cruz will go out and talk to Freeman, crossed up, or possibly change the signals. The only reason why Colt Wong should be coming in. He does that every time.
My guess would be this. Make sure he's on the same page with the signals. Cardinals have a right-hander getting loose in the pen. Giles continuing to throw in the bullpen for the Phillies. He'll have the top of the 8th.
It's like Carlos Martinez for the Cardinals.
1 ball and 1 strike. Off the mask of Cruz. 2-2.
Cardinals got off to the great start in the first inning. Those 3 hitters all had base hits and a walk. They scored 3 runs in the first inning. But then it seemed like this team's been a step off ever since.
And he got him. A strikeout of Rollins. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Freeman. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Situation here, you can have Freeman get through Utley and then start the 8th with the left-handed hitting Ryan Howard. We shall see. Strike 1 on Utley, who struck out in the 5th. Lined out to right and grounded out. Picked up an RBI, part of a 4-run third. He now is driven in 68. Good breaking ball in for strike 2.
Sam's got good stuff. Got an explosive fastball. He's got a good breaking ball and changeup. Can be very deadly also.
And he got him. Strikes out the side. Nice work by Sam Freeman. Strikes out Darren Ruff, Rollins, and Utley. Holiday, Adams, Peralta coming up. We head back to St. Louis in a Bommarito Sports Update. Big inning for St. Louis. The big bats are due up. Holiday, Adams, Peralta. Phillies pitching has retired 11 in a row on Star Wars night. Last base hit for St. Louis was off the bat of Carpenter in the 4th. And the first pitch is hit high in the air out to deep right field. Bird is back, and it is caught up against the wall.
Only down by 1. This seems like a lot more, and Holiday made a bid to tie this ball game. So Bird went right back to the wall. See him feel for it, knows where he's at, zeroed in on it, and doesn't waste any motion. Just jumps up and makes the catch.
Here's Adams.
Giles, a big strikeout pitcher. Dan, Ken Giles, just 23 years of age, won't see his numbers. 29th appearance, 1.23 ERA. Look at the 44 strikeouts and 29 plus innings.
Well, put it in perspective. There are 397 pitchers this year that have had at least 25 innings. Only 5 have a higher strikeout rate than the man on the mound right now. That's how good he's been.
And non-roster invitee to spring training.
Rolls Chapman is at 51%. Brad Boxberger of Tampa Bay. Craig Kimbrell, the outstanding closer. Andrew Miller. As Adams grounds to the second baseman Utley. Betances of the Yankees, and then Giles.
Now selected by the Phillies in the 7th round of the 2011 draft. Spent last season at Clearwater. That's an A-ball.
There's that very good slider to go along with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. It's one of the reasons why they kept him in the minor leagues. It's because he relied too much on the fastball. And there it is, back-to-back sliders. They wanted to see more of that. Pitching coach here with the Phillies. He's been around a long, long time. Bob McClure talked about having 2 pitches at this level. It's another slider.
I also love his demeanor. You see Bob McClure, who had one of the best pickoff moves. He was a left-hander relief pitcher, and nobody took a step, more than a step off there. He'd pick you off.
19 years he spent in the big leagues. Parts of 2 years with St. Louis. Actually pitched against the Cardinals in 1982. He was part of the Milwaukee Brewers American League Championship team. 2-2 the count with 2 outs, nobody on.
Last 8 appearances for Giles. Been scoreless, 13 strikeouts, no walks. Set the Phillies franchise record since 1900 for the most strikeouts, 37 through his first 25 innings with the club. Previously, Billy Wagner had that, 36 strikeouts back in 2004. They love his demeanor on the mound, too.
It's another 2-2 pitch to the Cardinals shortstop. Rollins going out, and a 1-2-3 inning. That's now 14 in a row sent down by Phillies pitching. Light Lime, the perfect beer for whatever happens. And by Ford, the official cars and trucks of the St. Louis Cardinals. Let's look at the Ben Franklin Bridge over the Delaware. So here is Sam Freeman to face a lefty. Ryan Howard, then Marlon Byrd and Dominic Brown.
And we think this will be the last batter that Freeman faces.
If they wanted to, they could extend him out beyond Howard. You have Brown after Byrd, who hits from the left side. On a hop and past Wong and into right field. We'll see what Mike Matheny wants to do now. Freeman struck out the side back in the 7th, and now here he comes.
Got Carlos Martinez ready, and he's made the move.
Air. Costly one by Matt Adams. Matt Adams, though, also helping out offensively. Nissan drive of the game. And for Matt Adams, that was his first home run since back on July 19th. Number 13 this year. Twice the Cardinals, if you're just joining us, have had 3-run leads. They trail, though, by a run, and Carlos Martinez is in. He'll pitch the 8th. With a runner at first and nobody out, and our Chevy called to the pen.
41st appearance. He does have 7 starts this season. He was 2-1 with a 4.45 ERA in his starts. 38 innings of relief work, 0-3 with a 5 ERA. He's got that electric arm, and remember, he's just so young.
Jonathan Papelbon is getting loose in the pen. There's a good fastball tying up Byrd.
Martinez is still just 22 years of age. Won't turn 23 until September 21st.
One ball and 1 strike. Byrd is struck out. Sac fly to left. His 73rd RBI, and also grounded out. Phillies have hit into a double play tonight. We talked about that pitch back in the first inning with Marlon Byrd. A breaking ball away, many times he'll chase, just like he did moments ago. 1-2 the count.
Strikeout back in the first inning was his 150th of the year. And the Crew's trying to tell him to go right back over the signals.
Here's a 2-2. Broken bat, slowly hit, charging, and making the play is Peralta. Howard advancing to second base.
Very nice play by Peralta, kind of do or die. Bird can run a little bit, but being sawed off, they get a bad start out of the batter's box. Yeah, he opens the full hand, catches it in the palm, kind of lets it fall down to the fingertips, and a strong throw on the run.
Dominic Brown is lined out to center. Walked, fly to center. 0 for 2. Outfield is straight away. High chopper. Martinez takes it himself. Steps on the bag. Carlos Ruiz. Come your way tomorrow. Game 2 at 5:30. I'm not sure Martinez realized that was only out number 2. Way he reacted after stepping on the bag at first.
I think you're right.
That pitch at 95, running up and in.
Howard advanced on the last 2 outs. He's over at third base.
Ruiz, RBI single in the 3rd, singled in the 6th. The 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 1. Misses with the slider. 3 and 1. Cody Ashe hits from the left side of the plate. Is on deck. There's Howard, who stands at third. Three-one pitch. Liner and caught by Peralta. We head to the 9th. Redbirds down by a run. He called to the pen. 30 saves and 33 opportunities.
Ranks 5th on the Phillies all-time saves list with 97. Of course, he's over 300 in his career. He has 30 saves this season. The 26th pitcher in Major League history to have 300 saves. Did that on June the 10th.
John Jay leads it off. Jay has lined out twice, also has a sac fly, RBI back in the first. Cardinals do not have a hit since back in the 4th inning, and a fastball is taken high. 14 straight set down. Just saw Giles in the 8th. Many believe he'll be the closer of the future, which means that Papelbon could be on the move. 2-0. Enjoyed some great years with the Boston Red Sox. Became a free agent. Was a closer at Mississippi State.
Signed a 4-year contract when he came over here November of 2011.
3-0.
That'll take him to the 2015 season, and then there's a vesting option for 2016. So you might be able to trade for a guy that'll be around a couple years.
Three and one.
.21 appearances without a walk earlier this year.
And a fly ball lifted to center. Ryan Howard is our Budweiser player of the game with a pair of singles and 2 RBIs and a run scored. Tavares, a base hit to center back in the first. Flied out to right center and struck out. And the first pitch is taken for a strike. Again, another off-speed pitch to Oscar Tavares.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because we've been seeing everybody feed him fastballs. Papelbon doesn't have the fastball he had at one time, but still extremely effective.
One. Descalso has moved to the on-deck circle. He'll be the pinch hitter for Tony Cruz. The 2-1. Tavares on the backswing, I think, may have knocked the ball out of the catcher's mitt. Papelbon making sure that Ruiz was okay.
That big high finish and came back and whacked Ruiz the glove.
The 2-2. And the final hope is Daniel Descalso.
Also done a nice job recently pinch hit appearances.
Last 12 games, 8 for 16. 2 pinch hit doubles. Also 2 pinch hit walks.
Team high 8 pinch hits. 5 doubles of those 8 pinch hits.
2 outs and nobody on. First pitch taken for a ball.
Jay's 12-game hitting streak looks like it'll come to an end. Scalzo's 3 for his last 4.
This should do it. Cardinals offense goes quiet after the 4th. Phillies hold on 5-4 the final.
It's 317th save of Papelbon's career. And the Cardinals got off to a good start but couldn't sustain it, and they lose the first game of the series. Let's hope that trend doesn't continue on this road trip.
On to the postgame show. Phillies take game 1 of the series 5-4.